Hey guys, how the heck are you? And
Hi.
Hey, we're doing great.
amazing. Tell people out there why they might enjoy your film, The Death of Snow White.
Oh, I think they'd enjoy the film because it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some humor, some action, some romance, some horror. It's quite the roller coaster ride, and I don't think it's what most people are expecting.
Yes, if you love fairy tales, like I do, I could watch multiple versions of fairy tales just to see the different takes. And ours is a very different take of Snow White. Jason and Naomi wrote this gorgeous, gorgeous, amazing script that was so fun to read, and it's even more fun to watch. So.
Beautiful. And Jason, why don't you elaborate on that? Tell people how you distinguish yourself with your vision with this material.
Yeah, so going into it, Naomi and I knew that we wanted it to be true to the original Grimm brothers story, hit those main beats of, having the heart that the queen sends the huntsman out to go get, having the kiss. But we also wanted to go in and tell some deeper stories about those parts of the story that everyone knows that haven't been told yet. So we kind of asked ourselves, what would we want to explore? What would we want to see and hear? And that's what we delved into. So we wanted to give deeper meaning to the heart, deeper meaning to the kiss, deeper meaning to the queen and why she is the way she is, and just the characters in general. So, and while having fun, along the way doing it.
Beautiful. Chelsea, why don't you tell people about your character?
I played the evil queen. It's the most fun I've ever had in a role. It was a blast. She's very dark and twisty. She's very exacting. She knows what she wants. She knows how to get it, and she's gonna stop at nothing to take down this Snow White girl. It's ruining everything for her.
Yep, that's true. And Jason, you also acted the movie. Tell me about what's that like? What's it like to act in the movie you're directing?
It's quite difficult. I originally wrote the part so that I just be kind of like standing in the background so I could still kind of direct. But then as the script iterations kind of went on, my character started developing more importance. And so I had an amazing team. We had Cody Newton, who was our director of photography, who is an amazing director also, who could help step in and film and direct at the same time while I'm behind or in front of the camera. So I was in very good hands. And we've done this kind of thing before in the past, so we have a good rhythm, we understand each other, and it worked pretty well. So it took the stress of doing both jobs kind of off my shoulders.
Cool. Chelsea, tell me, is it fun to play the villain?
Yes, it's the best. It's the best. If I had to choose to get typecast in something now, it would be the villain for sure.
Okay, why is it fun? Why is that?
I mean, this sounds really bad to say, but just a lot of it's just society norms that, we are taught to all these things, how to behave. And it's just really fun to play the extreme opposite. I mean, she just is so poorly behaved and so rude and just, I mean, she's just awful. She's a bitch. And it's a lot of fun. It's like therapy, if you have some kind of suppressed anger over something, a role like this is a great outlet for that. If you're in road rage on the way to set or on the way to work, you can just let that right out in the Evil Queen. And I really enjoyed that.
I love it. I love it. So, what can you say about working with one another? I guess there's only nice things, though.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I only have nice things to say about Chelsea and working with her.
Yeah. Jason's awesome because he's not, I don't really like working for directors that are just, I don't know, like don't give you any creative freedom, kind of treat you like a puppet. I'm like, well, then why don't you just do it? Like, I don't, when they tell, way they want, they just have every line that they want to hear a certain way. And, just very exacting. That doesn't jive well with me as a creative person. And Jason gave me a lot of freedom, which I really appreciate. And I do my best work that way. And it's not to say he doesn't know what he wants or that he doesn't give notes or anything like that. But I think he really understands that actors are creatives and we have a vision too, and we work really hard on building our characters, and he always lets you at least show up with your version and the way that you see it before he starts just peppering you with notes or anything like that. And I just really appreciate that a lot.
And I think that Chelsea did a great job, knowing and understanding what was on the page and how to take that in the direction we wanted, and it just lined up. And so giving Chelsea and other actors the freedom to do this and explore their characters, you often get feedback that they're willing to push their character more, and you can get more and get more creative too, and they'll come up with ideas you haven't even thought of while writing that enhances that character or the scene. So it works really well, in my opinion, to give actors freedom and let them do what they're good at.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how does it work? So you have your version of Snow White, but Disney had theirs this year. How does that work for you?
It works pretty well for us because it seems like people like ours better. So I don't know. We made ours. I didn't even pay much attention to what they were doing, what was going on over there, and just hope that we'd have an audience that would appreciate the darker version. And it seems so far that we do. So
I haven't seen the Disney one yet. I'm actually gonna watch it this weekend. I just watched the live action Little Mermaid for the first time 2 nights ago, and I really liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. But Disney has limits because they're making family films, they're making movies for children, and the Grimm's fairy tales. And we were talking in another interview about also the Little Mermaid, Hans Christian Andersen, and the Wizard of Oz, and all these older stories that we grew up with, that when you actually read the text, they're super dark. And I think it's awesome that Snow White is a public domain story, so we're allowed to make our own version. Like Jason and Naomi were allowed to make their own version of the fairy tale and could explore more adult themes and darker themes. And that's really fun because there's more than one way to tell a story.
Yeah, heck, maybe people will do a double bill with the Disney movie and yours, and it'll be a lively movie experience for them. Jason, would you put your directorial spin on a classic fairy tale movie like this again?
sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that seem like it could be fun. I had so much more fun making this than I thought I would. Going into it, I was kind of like, am I really into fairy tales and making this kind of thing? I'm not sure. But the more we got into it, the more I really learned about myself that I really enjoyed it. So I would be more than happy to explore more.
All right. And Chelsea, were you channeling, do you think, a cruel individual in your own life for this role?
No, I don't think so. I'm kind of one of those people that just move on from things. Like if someone's been cruel to me, I'm a Virgo, so we just kind of eventually let people go and forget about them if they bother us too much. But I think that everybody can be angry, and everybody can have anger and rage, and everyone can have really deep rooted insecurities, which is a big thing for her. She has all these insecurities that are just plaguing her. And there was a time in my life where I was really insecure, so I related to that. And I also just I love movies, and I'm very visual. Like I think about like like I hope it's going to be shot, and how I can help the director and play the camera and things like that. Like I'm a very visual actor. So like when I'm reading this story, it's a movie in my mind, and I'm like thinking about, oh, I hope they do a close up of me here because I'm going to do it like this, or it's super nerdy and technical, but I'm a very technical actor.
That's amazing. It's been a lot of fun doing this interview. Is there going to be a final thought that you guys want to end this with?
Final
Uh,
thought.
Watch our movie because you know what? It's really fun. And if your kids are a little older, they can probably watch it. But if they're not, put them to bed and watch it anyway.
Yeah, I think give it a shot and watch it. It's so far the people who have watched it, it's not what they expected. It's not the typical kind of genre IP thing that's happening right now, which I think is what's surprising people and a lot of what people enjoy about it. So would love your support.
Get your
Oh,
popcorn, get your friends. It's a fun movie, you
It's
know.
fun.
and it's a fun movie. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and be well. Enjoy life.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. Appreciate
Michael.
you, Michael.